Namaskar and a big welcome to today's program. Today I am going to speak to you about a contemporary thriller writer, one of my favorites. Apart from being a thriller writer, he has been a spy and he has been a freelance journalist as well as an occasional political commentator. His writings are so popular that about 70 million copies have been sold worldwide and his works have been translated to 30 languages across the globe. Okay, no more suspense. I am talking about Frederick Forsyth, the famous thriller writer who became shot to fame with his book The Day of the Jackal, which is on the assassination attempt of the French President Charles de Gaulle. So let us see how the story of Frederick Forsyth has unfolded. Frederick Forsyth was born in 1938 in Ashford near London. He studied in Tonbridge School and later on went to University of Granada in Spain. As was the practice in those days, all British citizens had to compulsorily be in the army for a period of 2 years, and this was known as national service. Frederick Forsyth did his national service with Royal Air Force as a pilot officer, piloting RAF planes, Vampire planes. His experiences with the RAF had been instrumental in his writing his novella The Shepherd. He was discharged from his national services in 1958 and moved into journalism. By 1961, he became a journalist with Reuters and was posted to the French desk. At that point of time, the most successful assassination attempt on the French President Charles de Gaulle was being investigated by the Reuters journalists, and Frederick Forsyth, being in that particular team, had done a lot of investigative research on that subject, and this has helped him in writing his blockbuster The Day of the Jackal. By 1965, he joined BBC, and in 1967, when the conflict between Nigeria and Biafra started, BBC sent him to Nigeria to cover this conflict. He stayed there for about 6 months, and after that he felt that BBC is not too much keen to continue on this particular the reporting of this particular conflict, and he was called back. But Frederick Forsyth wanted to cover this war, and he approached the authorities in BBC to allow him to continue. What happened after that? Let us hear from his own words. Quote, I was told quite bluntly then that it was not BBC's policy to cover this war. I smelt news management. I don't like news management. So I made a private vow to myself. You gentlemen may not be covering it, but I am going to cover it. So I quit and flew out there and stayed there for most of the next 2 years. Unquote. This was the story of how Frederick Forsyth became a freelance journalist. He was in Biafra for nearly 2 years, and out of his experiences in Biafra came his first book, which was published in 1969. Of course, this was a non-fiction known as the Biafra Story. In 2015, in an interview, Frederick Forsyth has said that it was during this time he was approached by the British military intelligence wing MI6, and he started spying for them. This relationship continued for what? A period of 20 years. He then wrote his first novel, The Day of the Jackal in 1971, and this became a runaway success. This was made into a film in 1973 and again it was filmed as The Jackal in 1997. Frederick Forsyth, being an investigative journalist, had a lot of material for his books. He used to usually keep the facts as near the truth as possible and was expertly mixing fiction with the facts, and the end results were very thrilling books and which the readers could not leave once they started. Just like he has written about the assassination attempt on Charles de Gaulle and the resultant massive manhunt in the Day of the Jackal, his book The Odessa File talks about the rehabilitations of the Nazis in West Germany after the Second World War and reporters' quest to find out the truth. The organization Odessa used to be the protector of the ex-Nazis. His book, The Dogs of War, which is also a very interesting book, deals entirely with the mercenaries. He has topics on US Soviet Russia tension. He has written books on Gulf War I and various other topics. He has published two short story collections. The first one in 1982 called No Comebacks and the second one in 2001 called The Veteran. These also have very interesting stories and most of them have a twist in the tale. In 2012, Frederick Forsyth was awarded the Diamond Dagger Award by the Association of Crime Writers in acknowledgement and recognition of his continued excellence in the field of thrillers and crime writings. Prior to that, he was awarded the Edgar Allan Poe Award 3 times. Though in 2016, Forsyth has said that his wife has asked him to stop writing thrillers because he was too old to travel to dangerous places, he published his latest novel, The Fox, in 2018. So far, he has published 23 novels and they deal with different subjects and are mostly thrillers. Out of them, I would like to mention about The Phantom of Manhattan, which is slightly different and it is not majorly a thriller but deals with the human emotions. Frederick Forsyth, now 82, lives a quiet life in Buckinghamshire near London in England. My introduction to Frederick Forsyth's works happened first through films. The first film I saw was The Odessa File and the next one was obviously The Day of the Jackal. After that I have got hooked to his books and I have to say that I have a decent collection of 9 of his books. My only regret is that I do not have a copy of The Shepherd, though I have read the outline of this very interesting story. Why I like Frederick Forsyth is, apart from the thrill and the fast pace of the books, he has got a very deep knowledge on various subjects, including some very complicated subjects. I have never seen any author with so much knowledge about mercenaries and about arms movement between countries, both illegal and legal. If you read Frederick Forsyth's book, you will definitely learn about various topics, and my entire knowledge bank on mercenaries is through my reading of The Dogs of War. I would urge you all to read the books of Frederick Forsyth, as they will, apart from being thrillers, they will definitely enhance the knowledge base of the readers. Now I am going to tell you in a little bit of a detail about one of Frederick Forsyth's short stories. The title of the story is No Comebacks. It is the first story in this book, No Comebacks. Mark Sanderson is a young British tycoon who is desperate to find a soulmate and marry. However, though he has got access in high societies, he is still not found out anybody who he can think of marrying. Ultimately, in one particular high society party, he meets a lady called Angela Summers and thinks that he has ultimately found his soulmate. Mark becomes infatuated with Angela and proposes to her for marriage. However, there is a hitch. Angela Summers is a married woman and refuses Mark, saying that she cannot leave her husband and both of them are happy staying in Spain. After the rejection, Angela Summers, who came for a visit to England, went back to Spain to be with her husband. Mark Sanderson actually is not accustomed to receiving a no from anybody because as a tycoon he has already and always got around what he wanted. So he starts thinking on how to proceed and ultimately decides that the best way is to get Angela Summers killed so that ultimately Angela Summers will have to come to him. In order to do this, he, through a very interesting and fascinating research, gets to a French mercenary and there is a meeting in one of the Paris bars. After the discussion, the mercenary agrees to do the job and is paid in advance. Mark Sanderson's only condition is that the crime should not be connected to him in any way. The mercenary readily agrees to that and after smuggling in a gun in a very ingenious fashion in Spain, manages to kill Angela Summers' husband. It was pre-decided that if he is successful in the contract, he will be contacting Mark and they will fix up a final appointment where the final accounts will be settled. So when the final account settlement day comes, Mark Sanderson very eagerly comes and pays off the mercenary and casually asks him, "Did you have a problem?" The mercenary says that ultimately no problem, but as I killed the man and was standing over the dead body, suddenly a woman appeared and goes on to describe the woman. On hearing the description, Mark immediately realizes who the woman was, but before he could react, the mercenary pats him on the shoulder and says, "Monsieur, don't worry. I told you there would be no comebacks, so I shot and killed her too." Of course, I will come back for the next episode. Till such time, I would request you all to read at least one of the books of Frederick Forsyth so that you will have a great thrill reading one of his thrillers. Thank you and see you soon.